What is Kolmogorov complexity, and how do you explain this from that point of view?
Kolmogorov mused about how do we describe the complexity of any structure you encounter. And his statement is the complexity of that structure is the number of bits in the shortest algorithm that is able to create that structure. So a marvel of low Kolmogorov complexity is, of course, those Julia sets or Mandelbrot sets, infinitely complex structures, which, however, can be created from a few hundred bits of an algorithm, computing for different points whether they are part of the set or not. So the statement you marveled about, how can a petabyte of connectivity be described by a few megabyte or gigabyte of genetic information it just says the Kolmogorov complexity of the brain is very low. And the explanation in this particular case that I gave is that there is a rule encoded in the genes which decides in the space of all possible connectivities which connectivities are admitted or not. And the rule is build self-consistent networks. So strengthen connections between pairs of cells which are co-activated not just because they have a direct connection, but because there are indirect connections which stabilize that connection. So walk towards arrangements of connections which have this ability of self-stabilization, self-strengthening.
Right, and this is where you said like a child can pick up the fact that like a toy zebra and a real zebra is kind of the same thing, because the consistency, those type of networks fire closely together.
Yeah, right. And so in that particular case, one has to think in terms of a network which consists of the model the child has acquired previously of the zebra, the current picture of the zebra, which is another network, and the identification of the two is a network which links these two point by point. You know, the tip of the nose of the zebra to the tip of the nose of the image, the tip of the ear, and so on, point by point, in a mapping which connects like elements, like features, and such that neighbors connect to neighbors. So that's what one calls a homeomorphic mapping. Homeomorphic means the same shape. It pays attention to the feature type, the types that are connected, and the neighborhood relations that are, or the connectivity relations. And so the idea here is that that kind of network, which applies a schema to an instant, is an attractor in connectivity space.
Mm-hmm.
That is a natural thing which is not really built in detail, but it is in the nature of things. Self-consistency is in the nature of things.